In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I'm making over $500 per day using just ChatGPT, my laptop, and software. So let me share with you exactly how this business model works. We're going to find high-ticket businesses, and we're going to help them get more appointments for their business leveraging AI. And then we're going to get paid $500 per month for helping them solve this problem. Now, as you get more experience, you can charge way more for that. You can see just a few days ago, I sold one of these systems for $5,000. And you can see even just a few weeks before that, I also sold another one of these systems, okay? So as you get more experienced, you can charge more. And although I'm making over $500 per day doing this, I've been doing this for the past 8 years. I've never worked a job. I've never had a boss. And so I'm a lot more experienced potentially than you. So you don't have to worry about making over $500 a day. All you need to do is get your first customer to pay you $500 this week, and then you're in business, okay? So let me break down why this even works, and then I'm going to show you step by step how we actually do this. So because we are helping high-ticket businesses solve one core problem, which is getting more qualified appointments on their calendar, one good appointment for the right business can equal $5,000, $10,000, or even $25,000 from just one good appointment. All right. The record for my clients is making $395,000 off of just one appointment. Okay. So I'm going to break down exactly how we did that and show you guys how you can do this for yourself. So that's why this business model works. Okay. AI and software are going to do the majority of the work for us. So we're not trading our time for money. We're working with high ticket businesses and we're helping them get more appointments. Because we're helping them get more appointments and they make a lot of money off of just one customer, all we need to do is bring them a few good appointments per month and they're going to make a return on their investment. All right. So now let me share with you my 6-step process to making over $500 per day online. Okay. So step 1 is instead of starting from scratch and trying to figure out what even works, we're going to start by reverse engineering proven niches that are already paying for these systems. And then we're going to create our own blueprint. Okay. So this is how this works. We're going to find proven marketing systems. We're going to map them out. I like to use just a simple spreadsheet. And then we're going to use AI and software to rebuild these for us. And then we're going to go out and start getting customers. All right. So let me show you a real life example of one of these systems in action. So this is what's called a Facebook ad, and this can be accessed in the Facebook ad library. And so what this tool allows you to see, it's completely free, is who is running ads. Okay. And so when we can see who is running ads, we can see what people are spending money on. And surprise, businesses most of the time only spend money on things for a long period of time if they're making money. All right. So we don't have to have all the experience in the world to figure out what people are willing to spend money on because we have tools like this. When I started in this business model, this was not available. Okay. This only came out maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And so when I started 8 years ago, you didn't have this. All this was just, hidden by other people that have had success, and you'd have to get it through them. Now we can just publicly see who is spending money on ads. Okay, so let me break this down for you, pretending you have no understanding of what it is that I'm talking about or how this even works. So this is the ad library, right, that shows us where people are spending money on these ads. Okay. And so this particular ad is targeted to people that are teachers that are interested in buying or refinancing a home. All right, let's just stick with buying a home. It's easier to understand. So if somebody's a teacher and they want to buy a home, right, this ad may resonate with them. And so they may click on this ad. And if they click on this ad, they're going to be taken to this page where they are asked, are you or your spouse a teacher in Colorado? And we click yes. And then we say, are you looking to purchase or refinance? And we'll just say purchase, right? Do I currently rent or own? And we could say rent. And then have I purchased a home before? I can say no. And then where am I looking to purchase? I could just say Denver for this example. And then when am I planning to request my loan essentially? And I'll just say in 2 to 5 months. Am I working with a realtor? No. And then it's asking me my credit score. And then it's asking for my information, right? Name, email, phone number. So what this is a marketing system. So somebody's running an ad, taking this lead, right, or this teacher to a landing page, collecting all their information, and then they are selling this system to a loan officer, right? Somebody who helps teachers, right, get loans on the property. And what happens is that when the loan officer helps the teacher successfully, they're going to make on a $500,000 loan about $5,000 or 1%. Okay. So why do I have these different ad images here? Well, it's because we want to find proven marketing systems. And in order to find proven marketing systems, we need to first identify a pattern, okay? And so if you take a look, now that you kind of understand the funnel, why is there an ad in Washington for this, for the same program? And then why is there an ad in Florida and Utah, right? And if you look, why has this ad been running for over 6 months? All right, it's April 3rd or something like this. April 3rd, 2025 at the time of this recording. So why has this ad been running for about 7 months? Well, it's because it works. And why are there multiple versions of the ad just in different areas that are also running for a really long time? Well, it's because it works, right? And so that's the step one to this process, okay? We don't want to come up with a random idea or a random business model that we need to go out and test. We need to use live data with real people spending real money to solve these problems for their business, and we're going to model their success, right? And this is exactly how I got to where I am. And so now that you can see, we have our proven model here. We have this, these 3 different ads in 3 different areas with all the exact same funnel. They just swap out the actual state here. Then we now know that we're onto something, okay? And let me share with you the exact process for knowing if you're on the right track, okay? So you can use this exact model that I have here, but you can also do this for any other high-ticket business, okay? So loan officers help people get loans to buy homes, but there's also real estate agents, right? And they help people buy homes. They also help people sell homes. There's people that are real estate investors, which is who I help, and they will buy properties, right? And all of these businesses, the one thing that they all have in common is that they're going to make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 from just one customer. So any business that you can find that is a high ticket business, you can search over here in the ads library and see if you can start to identify a pattern between all the ads that are running, and maybe you yourself will find some templates. I'll never forget the day that I found templates when this thing went live, and I found all these different states, and these ads still run. I remember I found literally over 20 different states, and they were all running the same ad. They just swapped out the actual state. And those ads still work. And guys, I've been doing this for 8 years. The same ads still work, okay? And I'll share with you how we can use AI to rewrite these and all this cool stuff, okay? But before I do that, let me share with you how you know you're on the right track so you don't move ahead to the next steps and, make sure that you're, doing it correctly, okay? So you know that you've found a proven system when you find the same ad template running 50 to 100 plus times at one point in time in different locations, okay? So that's the first step. Now, this is just from one page, guys. This is literally just one page that is running this ad. But if we go over here and we, copy this exact line here, we can search this here on the ads library. So if I search this right here, are you looking to save on your home? Guess what? There's some more ads. Look, a different page. Exciting news for first responders. So here we have teachers, but now here we have first responders. So maybe let's see what happens when we copy this, because that's basically the same system, but it's targeting a different person. So here's another, look, here's more ads, been running for 7 months, right? And sometimes this doesn't pull all of the results. So you just need to test out, copying different parts of the ad. And you can see, if you type in first responders only or something like that, you should be able to find more templates. You just have to figure out the right way to, write the ad copy here to get more search results. Okay. So now you can see I just found another one, right? And when you're really onto something, you'll see that ad running 50, 100 plus times. All right. And you'll see it in different locations as well. The other element is that the ads have been running for 60 days or more, all right? So the longer, the better. So like on this instance, July 15th, 2024, in just a few months, this ad will have been running for over a year. And this one's in Wisconsin, right? If we click on it, look, it's the exact same thing. Home savings for teachers, home savings for Wisconsin first responders, and then they kind of brand it differently. You see, guys? So that's the power of finding one of these templates, all right? And I already just covered this right now. You see the exact system to collecting the leads with the same questions. So they're all running like a lead form, which I'll explain later, or a landing page like this, right? And these are the exact same questions. Are you or your spouse a first responder in Wisconsin? And if we refresh this to start it, are you or your spouse a teacher in Colorado, right? So they just slightly tweak it, but that's because it's a proven framework and you can do the exact same thing, all right? And then lastly, this is the key point for you. This is what's going to help you. The end buyer of the system, right? So who would buy this system? Like who would pay money for these ads in this funnel and to get leads? Well, it's the loan officer, right? So the end buyer of the system will make $5,000 to $10,000 or more from getting just one customer. That's how you know you're on the right track, because you literally now have a system that you can sell to a high ticket business. And because of that, you can charge more. And I'll talk about how you do that with your offer. Okay. So that is step one. And I'd recommend, if you want to actually get results from what I'm sharing, you actually do this right now. Like, don't just watch this and, passively listen. That's what everyone else does. Go to the ad library, just find this exact one so you can see it for yourself. Type in, exciting news for Washington teachers, or just take out Washington and find them for yourself and see the pattern literally right before your eyes, because success is literally right under your nose. You just may not know how to see it. And once you know how to see it, you can know how to create it. And once you know how to create it, you can duplicate it. And then you literally will never go back to not understanding how to model success. All right. That's what I've done. So step 2 is crafting your own offer. All right. So we now have our proven system that we can go out into the marketplace and sell. But in order to do that, we have to have an offer. Like, we can't just do nothing and not make an offer. We have to tell them, hey, this is our offer. So if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. But if you're brand new to this entire business model and you don't maybe have the confidence to go and sell these systems for, money yet, I really would recommend to charge for it. But I also started for free, so there's nothing wrong with it. I was working for free with my first clients for like a few months. So there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're confident enough to start charging, I would start there. But here's kind of an example offer I would give you if you're, wanting to start for free. I would do something along the lines of like, I'll work for free until you get your first client from my system. Just cover the ad spend. Okay. That's kind of the offer angle I would go. And I'll talk more about how do you actually get the leads and stuff like that. But that's kind of the offer that I would go with. All right. So that way you get a few different things from this, right? Number one, there's not a lot of risk for them, right? Especially with systems like this. And I'll talk more about this in a second, but you can figure out how much these leads cost through a few different ways. And so you can kind of project how much ad spend they need to get an actual, client from the system, right? And on top of it, if you work with somebody that knows what they're doing, they're going to get a client. And once you cross that threshold, you know that you now have something that you can sell that works, and your client actually got a result, and you now have a testimonial. Okay. So I would go that route if you're going the free route. Like, you can work with them, and even if it takes them a month or 2 months, it's not going to be super time intensive for you to, do this. Once you build it, it's more about managing the ads and stuff, which is fairly easy. And, like I said, you're working with them till they get a client. So that's the route I'd go if you were going the free route. Now, if you're already confident in, your ability to sell, or maybe you've done something like this before, or you have some connections, or you just know that you can charge, then what I would recommend is you would just, model the same framework, but instead of it being free, it's just a number. So for example, you could do like a 1K for one client, and then you would just go up by $1,000, or you could come up with whatever pricing you want for one client. And you could just sell more clients if you want to charge more. So you could just say, hey, maybe you're not super confident. You could do, I'll charge you $500 until you get your first client. If you're confident, you could say, I'm going to charge $1,000 for one client. And then if you're super confident, you could just charge more, right? And say, hey, I'll charge you $5,000 for 5 clients, right? And then you just work with that client for a longer period of time. So that's kind of the route I would go for that. All right. And that's what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm charging $5K for 5 clients. That's basically how the offer works. All right. So that's step 2. All right. So we have our proven thing to sell based on real life data. Then we craft our offer. If you're not that confident, you can just start with something free, and it's a great offer. And if you're more confident, you could do 500 for a client, or 1,000, whatever, or just, charge for more clients. Right. Now, step 3 is getting your own leads. Okay. Or before I do that, this is the kind of punchline of the whole thing. The offer is a number of clients guaranteed from the system. Okay. That's how it works. And the client will always pay the ad spend. So step 3 is getting your own leads. Okay. So you can do the same process that we did above, right? Which is finding, successful ads with a pattern and modeling that pattern. And we can find businesses that are marketing to your new potential client, right? So if you're targeting loan officers, then you would want to find businesses that are targeting to loan officers, right? And you will, if you do it successfully, you should find a pattern. Like maybe they all have the same ad, maybe they all have the same copy, or maybe they have different videos, right? Or maybe it's something that you haven't yet seen before. Like maybe none of the ads look the same, right? That's your job to reverse engineer. Okay, how are people selling this type of system to loan officers, right? And you can do, you can basically model that exact same framework as the one that they're doing, to get their own loan officer clients, right? And then we can use ChatGPT to write our own ad, write our own script. I'll share more how this all comes together with ChatGPT towards the end, because you don't really need to know that information at this stage, all right? So you can do it that way, or you can do direct outreach where you reach out to these loan officers in this example and you tell them about your offer, right? I'll work with you for free until you get your first client, and if you just send me a testimonial, something like that, all right? Now, you can use an app called Appify or software, whatever you want to call it, and they have a credit where you get like 500 free leads. And you can start there and send those people that type of an email if you don't have a budget, all right? But if you have some ad budget, you can also, run your own ads using the framework that you would model, right? And then here's an example of my funnel that I use when I run ads. So I'll share that with you. Here's my funnel, right? And that's the offer that I told you about. And you can see I have all my case studies here, people closing deals using my system. This is all real case studies. It took me years, and I have more to upload and many more that I didn't even capture. So this is what I could get, but it shows that I'm legitimately doing, what the offer is, right? So that's an example of, a funnel that you could run ads to, all right? So that's how you can get your own leads. Either run ads, reverse engineer a process for somebody that's running ads to those same people and model it, or you can do direct outreach for free, and there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, right? But I'd recommend Appify, and you can basically get 500 free leads and just send those people emails, all right? So we've got our proven thing to sell. We have our offer, right? And now we've got a way to get leads. Now, step 4 is how do we convert these appointments into actual sales, right? And I'll tell you guys what I'm doing right now. It's a little bit more, I don't know if it's more complicated. I'd say it's easier, but it's potentially more advanced because I have some case studies and stuff like that. But basically what we do is we just, once they're on the phone with us, we just take them through this simple presentation, all right? And it's really just using a Google Doc. And I just got word from one of, somebody that I help with this business model. They just use this and they got a customer from it. So this works. This is what I do. This is what I did when I was starting. Now I have, a different layout, but it's still the same framework, right? And so what you do here is you just have a simple Google Doc and you basically just tell them exactly what they're going to be getting, right? And what you do. And so you change this around for your niche. So if this is for, people who are buying a home, we could say like, home buying leads per month, right? Or you can change it to your offer, how we guarantee you one client in, or we work for free until you do, whatever you want to phrase this as, right? But you just walk them through the process that I've showed you. Here are the ads that we will run. Now, when you do the outreach, you can leverage the fact that you've compiled this, pattern of people running ads that you basically want to help them run because they're working, right? When you get to the actual sales process, you can show them your own mock-ups and your own, your own thing that you're going to, essentially build for them. Now, guys, I charged $5,800 for, it was for a real estate investor, back when I started, and I didn't even have this system built. So to think that you got to go and rebuild all this stuff from scratch isn't even true, because the reality is, I was able to actually sell this system before I built it, but by creating a frame of like, this is what I'm going to be doing. All right. And that worked really, really well. So here you can see, we walk them through the ads. We show them the funnel that we have, and we show them how we're going to follow up with these leads via text message and stuff like that. And you guys will see as we get towards the delivery where ChatGPT comes in to like build this whole thing out for us. All right. But that's the presentation. You put your pricing, you put your ad spend. I won't go too in depth on this calculator and how this works, but I essentially have made a calculator so that I can map out our clients' results before they sign up. And so I basically put in their cost per lead here, and then, the number of leads it's going to take for them to get one deal in that first month. And then it tells them how much they need to spend and all that stuff, right? But the idea here is that, hey, we're going to work with you till you get your first client. You need to spend $2,500 on ads to get you your first client. Now, the niche that I'm in, the leads cost more, but the deal size is very high. Okay, like I said, one deal can be $40,000, $50,000 for my clients, so they pay more per lead. Depending on your niche, the leads will cost more or less, right? There's usually not many more leads as expensive as the niche I'm in. I think I'm in the niche that costs the most per lead, so you shouldn't have to worry about that unless you're doing my exact niche. All right. So that's it. We just walk them through a simple presentation on what we're going to be doing, and then we ended up with a projection, right? And if you do it for free, you don't charge them anything. If you charge for it, you just put in your pricing right there and just a calculator like this, okay? So that's, what I'd recommend doing. And then on top of it right now, what I'm doing, just if you're a little bit more advanced, I'm actually, for anyone that's interested in our services, I basically just send them a custom video of me going through this with them based on where they want to get leads, so they know the pricing and everything up front. That way I'm not wasting time on calls. Now, if you're a beginner, you probably can't get away with that as much because you're reaching out to people yourself, but you could try it. That's just what I'm doing right now. All right, so now you know how to convert these appointments. All right, now here's where ChatGPT comes into play, all right, which is getting our clients actual results. All right, so here's kind of the process that we're going to outline as our system once we know what our proven, marketing system is. All right. So here's how this works. We have two ways we can generate ads. All right. So that's the first step of kind of the build out, right? We figure out, what we're going to model. And step one of that process is the ad creation, right? That's step one. So there's two ways you can do this. So there's an app called Captions.ai, and you can literally generate AI video creators who will be on your ad. So you could take the same ad right here, right? And we can basically use this for a script. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so here I am back on our proven, ad that we're going to use. So I'll just use this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and put this into ChatGPT. And I can say, can you turn this Facebook ad copy into a script that I can have my UGC AI creator read? Don't include emojis or anything other than the written word that should be spoken, right? And so what that's going to do is basically rewrite this proven ad, right? And then what we can do is we can literally take this, exact thing right here, and we can plug this into Captions. And so what we can do is we can literally take this exact script and plug it into Captions.ai. So here I am inside of Captions, and you can see this is how easy it is to create these ads. So what we're doing, right, is we're taking this proven ad that worked on written text, and we're going to turn it into a video script. And instead of having your client or you or paying for somebody to record this video, we can just use Captions AI to create this for us. So we just click on custom, and then we literally paste in our script, which ChatGPT generated. We click on edit style, and then we can choose from literally all of these different AI avatars. You guys can see I'm actually here. I tested that out. But we can choose from literally any one of these creators. So if we wanted to choose Grant, we could choose Grant. Click generate video, and it'll literally generate an AI video completely for us. Okay, if we want to choose somebody else, we can choose somebody else. Now, if you want to get really good at this, I recommend choosing somebody that represents the demographic of who we're targeting. Like if you're targeting teachers or you're targeting people in a certain area, we want to choose somebody that would represent, somebody that the end user would be like, oh, like this person looks like they're from there. Okay, so that's how we can use ChatGPT to write the script, and then AI to basically, create our video right here. So you just click generate video, and it will generate a complete done for you video here. And it even has an insane AI editing feature, which will edit the video for you as well. So that's how you actually generate the first part of the system if you wanted to go the video route. All right. Now, if you want to go the route of an image, we can use ChatGPT for that as well. So what I can do is I can screenshot this exact ad, right? And I can go to ChatGPT, and I can say, you can click on this create image of this house, but make it, let's just call it twilight or sunset, right? Just so you guys can see the function of how it can literally recreate this ad image and make it look like a different time of the day, or you could just have it look like it's from a different area. There's like so many different things you can do here, right? And then on top of that, while that's loading, I can just kind of tell you once you have your, video, right? And once you have the actual image generated, you could see this is a real life example of one I did right here. You can also have it generate the ad copy, which is very simple as well. All right. So while that's loading, I'll grab that so you guys can see how we do this. So we would just copy this right here, and then we can go over to ChatGPT while it's producing that image, and then I can say, can you rewrite this ad copy to have more emojis and make it punchier? And then let's just say you get your first client in, this one is Utah. Let's just say your first client is in California. So I'll just say make it punchier and targeted to teachers in California. All right. So then we go here, and you guys can already see how powerful this is, because look, we're literally, creating an entirely new ad, but we're making it look better. We can say different things too, make it look more realistic, make it a little bit brighter, make the sun shining this way, that way, whatever, right? This is really good. It's a little dark, but you guys can get the idea here, and we can tweak it. So there's your ad image though, once you tweak it. So you have your AI video creator using a proven ad script from ads that are actually running, right? Then if you want to go the image route, which I would recommend using images, especially if the niche is only running images, there's no videos here, but the videos are a way to make it different and test the performance of those as well. So you just take these images, or take the script, plug it into video, just putting it in a new format. Then for the ad copy, right, we can use ChatGPT to help us rewrite the actual copy, and look how good that looks. Like more emojis makes it look a little bit more, just looks better, just looks cool. Like it's formatted well and it looks better. So now we have our AI video, we have our AI image, and then we also have our AI ad copy. All right. So we've kind of solved the first component to this equation. Now, instead of a funnel, right, which is what you see here, we have two options. Okay. So you'll notice they run the ads and they go to this landing page, right? Now, if you're like me, I don't know how to design websites or like do anything really advanced. I do know how to build like funnels and stuff, but they're not really advanced, and I don't know how to do all these different formatting things, right? And so there's two things you can do here. Now, the way I suggest doing this is going this first route, which is the easy route. And that route is using what's called a Facebook lead form. And what this is it's a form that's on Facebook, and you don't have to code anything. You don't have to build anything out. It's just all built directly inside of Facebook. All right. And I'm going to share with you guys the software that we use to actually turn these ads that I kind of showed you into templates, so that you're not manually running these ads. Okay, so here I am inside of this software. It's called UpHex, and at the end, I'll share with you guys how you can partner with me on a few of these softwares you're going to need and get access to the softwares and exactly how I'm running this business model, like the website template, the funnel, my step-by-step course, all that completely for free. I'm going to show you guys how you get access to that. But this is a software called UpHex. And if you go to their website, actually using the link in the description, you'll see I'm down at the bottom on the case studies there. So I've been using this for quite some time. And so without going through all the things in here, because I do have a full UpHex course, I'm going to just kind of cut to the point of what you use this software for. So the whole point of this business model is to create leverage in your time and to create systems that are proven to work, right? And so we found that by reverse engineering something that people are already doing that works, right? Then we're now kind of recreating this process for ourselves. And part of that process is generating leads, right? And so if we're going to use ads to generate leads, we don't want to sign up a client and then manually run their ads and manually set everything up. So we want to turn these things into templates, okay? So I'm just going to kind of, run through this quickly just so you get the idea here. But like I said, I do have a step-by-step UpHex course on making your own template and everything when you partner with me on the software. But I just want to show you in this video so I'm not leaving stuff out, all right? So you make your template, you put your category, and then you basically can put all these pre-configured settings on your ads so that you don't have to manually ever do them again. So for example, if you're going to do anything related to real estate or loans, you want to be in the housing category or financial products, whatever, right? We can choose where the placements should go. Do we want the ad to be on Facebook or Instagram? And we can actually see the placements right here. So they're running them on Facebook and on Instagram. So you want to note that when you're, creating your model, like, okay, which softwares are they running the ads on, right? For the sake of the example, I'm going to just leave everything as is so you can kind of see how we make our ads into a template. So we're going to use ChatGPT and say, can you create a headline for this now? And then if I go over here to this template or this ad copy, I can paste the ad right here, right? Boom. So there it is. And then it's going to give me the ad headline. So I'm just going to do this for the sake of the example. There's the headline. And then I can say, can you do the link description? Boom. Keep in mind, you only want to do this once you've gotten a customer. I'm just showing this process to you in case you actually go out and do it, and then you got a customer and you don't know what to do. I don't want to hold anything back, all right? So you fill this out. We've now got a template. You can leave it as the learn more, and then now we upload our actual images. And this UpHex now allows you to generate images with AI, but to be honest, I haven't tested it fully, and I don't know if it's directly using GPT-4o, which is the best for this right now. So then what you do is you upload your image. So I just uploaded 2 sample images here just so you can kind of see the function, but you would want to choose the exact image for that particular template, all right? So we click continue to completion info, and then here's where we build out our lead form, right? And the lead form replaces this entire need for actually building a whole website and setting all this stuff up. And we can do this all directly here inside of the software. And like I said, we can use ChatGPT to help us with this. So I can just show you the framework, and then I'm going to move on so that we don't spend too much time here. All right. So I can say, can you generate the headline, subheadline, and greeting for the Facebook lead form, and the qualifying questions I should ask the leads when they fill out this ad, right? And so what it's going to do is prompt the headline. So we can just basically copy this right here, and boom, there's the headline. Then here's the description here, boom, and then right here it would be like, please fill out your information. I'm just kind of writing it, right? You could fix all this stuff, but I'm just showing you this is how you do it, right? So please fill out your information. Then here we collect their full name, their phone number, their email. And then if we want to model this successfully, these are called multiple choice questions, right? But instead of building out a funnel, we can just build it right here inside of Facebook. So let's see what ChatGPT came out with. Do you currently work in education? What type of home service? Boom. So these are almost the exact same ones if you guys remember the questions here. So you would just copy this, right? Do you work in education? Boom. And then I go over here. Yes, I'm a teacher. And then I'm just going to put no. And then you just keep adding them until you're done, right? And that's basically what you would do for the template, right? You got to fix all this stuff so that it's, compliant and it's not going over the limit of characters. And then lastly, you can just, ask ChatGPT if you need to, what targeting should I do? Keep in mind, this is in the housing category because there are some limitations with areas you can target. And so, it'll tell you basically, the settings here. And if you guys really want to test the limits of ChatGPT, you can actually screenshot this and say, fill this out for me. I'm using this software called UpHex. So basically I can search that there, and it's going to read this, and it's just going to tell you what to select. So both, see, required by Meta for special ad categories, which is true. The age should be 18 to 65 because you have to leave this blank, which is true. English, that's who we would want this for our ad, so that's true. Then default radius, this is the only thing that's incorrect. So if you're going to do a housing category ad, and you could probably say, can you double check the targeting radius? I thought it had to be 15, which is true. So we'll see what it says. So there you go. So you could sometimes just say double check this, and it should correct it, but it tells you exactly what to do. It wrote your ad copy, it wrote the ad headline, it generated the image, you use captions to generate the video, it generates the script for that, it generates the form for that. You don't have to build a landing page, and then it gives you the targeting. And then when you actually use this software correctly, you can launch the ad in just like a few clicks. And that's in my course. I don't want to do that. That's a whole other setup thing. But you can literally launch the ad, and then it goes live with all the forms and stuff that we created. So we literally save that right there. And then the ad will go live in your templates library, and you can just click to launch. So you just get a new client, and before you know it, you start compiling some different images, different areas, and then you have all of your stuff templated, okay? So that's like a mini UpHex training just for that one thing, but I don't want to leave stuff out for you guys, all right? Then you're going to start getting the, client leads. This is a real live screenshot of one of our clients, almost 1,000 leads, $18 per lead. All right. And you can see here, this is somebody who we've helped recently, and they made $60,000 with this exact system that I'm going to be, or that I basically just showed you, right? So the only kind of last piece to this is a software called gohighlevel. So let me show you how you tie all this together. So now I'm inside of gohighlevel, and I'm going to share with you how everything ties together when you do this successfully, okay? So just to recap, because I've went through a lot, but I like to be very thorough with the videos I put, and I don't want to leave stuff out. And this is the reality of building this business, okay? So we found our proven system that we can model to build, right? So in this example, we did like a loan officer system. Then we created our offer, and I told you, how you can get some leads. I showed you how you can convert those leads, and then I'm walking you through now how to get the client's results. So we, generated our video, we generated our image, we wrote our copy. I showed you how to build the lead form. And then, now where we're left off is like, how do you actually turn this into a system? How do you actually, make this to where it's easy to set up? Because you don't want to do this every time. And so this is where this software gohighlevel comes into play. Now, there is a link below for a 30-day free trial to the software and a boot camp that will take you through exactly how to use the software and do, the business model that I have. And it gets you access to my step-by-step course, as well as my training and templates and systems that I've been using over the past 6 years on high level specifically. So it's an amazing software. I'm a top referrer of the software, and by sharing the software with you, I make a commission if you decide to stick with the software. But it's completely free to test it out, see how you like it. So let me kind of show you the value that it adds and how you can really turn this into a legitimate business. All right. So we've got ads, right, for the actual business owner that's bringing them leads and stuff like that. Now, the first component here is that inside of gohighlevel, if we integrate it with UpHex, which I show you how to do in my course, we can actually just launch these campaigns. So the ones that we kind of had to build up, once you build them up, it's done. You just build it up, the initial frame, and then you just sell it and repeat. So you can see here inside of my system, I have all of my proven ads doing the process that I just showed you, but for a different niche, all right? And so here, I can do one of two things. I can run these ads for customers, and two, customers can also pay me for access to these ads and launch their own ads, okay? And all that's done inside of the software. Now, once the actual ad is out there and starts generating leads, then one of the main value adds of gohighlevel is that it will automate all of the follow-up with these leads and turn them into booked appointments. So let me show you how it works. So here we have a trigger. And basically, when somebody fills out our Facebook lead form, right, which is what I was telling you about, and it can literally, you just click trigger, you type in lead form, and it's right there. Then when someone fills this out, I'll show you this later, we create an opportunity, and then we add them to our follow-up system. And right here, if we go into our follow-up system, you can see we now have all of these texts and emails and stuff that are following up with the lead that filled out the form. And let me show you quickly how you can use ChatGPT inside of Highlevel to write this content for you so you don't even have to think about it. So you can literally click on this plus here and type in ChatGPT, and inside of Highlevel, ChatGPT is already built. So you can literally say, please write a follow-up text message to, and then you can pull the lead's name, like to Quinn, right, about the first time home buying program they inquired about for teachers, right? And you could write this a lot better, and you could actually have ChatGPT say, write me a prompt for follow-up messages I can send or can use to, following up on this program, right? And so then what we can do here is literally use ChatGPT right here in the app with a better prompt. And then instead of writing out messages, which is what I used to do 8 years ago, is I can actually use what it generated, as our follow-up content. And so then I just click on this, I click on GPT, and then I literally just choose the response. And that is now a text message that goes out to that lead. And I can simply copy and paste this over and over, and I'll have unlimited follow-ups that are going out to these leads. That's using ChatGPT right there, all right? So that's one main value to gohighlevel. Now, the other main value to Highlevel is that they have an AI booking bot. So It's insane. It sounds insane because when I started this, all this stuff was manual. But basically, when somebody fills out the ad and they get followed up with through those text messages, guess what? If they reply, we have AI inside of here using ChatGPT that will book that lead into an actual appointment. And it'll book them onto a calendar. Go High Level has a calendar system. And now we're turning, this system of like AI stuff into real value for a business. We're generating them leads with these ads. We're using AI to help us write the copy. We're bringing them leads. But then on top of it, we're using High Level to follow up with these leads. And all this stuff is set it up once and you just pretty much, don't have to do it. It's automation that works, right? And then when they respond, they're getting responded to by a bot, and the bot will qualify the lead, and the bot will book them into an appointment, and all this is right inside of the app. All right. And so that's the other, main value. There's a ton of other stuff here that I have, which will be too much for this video. But you can see we get the lead, we follow up with the lead, we turn the lead into a booked appointment. We can notify the client when they get an appointment. If the person doesn't show up, we have reminders in here. All this stuff is built inside of here, and I have this as a system that I give away that you guys, if you guys partner with me, you can use my system for doing this for any business, all right? And then on top of it, High Level also does have funnels, right? So if you wanted to send those leads to a funnel, there's over 1,000 templates inside of here as well. And you can also, this is also what you're going to need to run your own business. If you Google New Breed Investor, which is my business, this website is built on High Level, and I actually sell my software, which is High Level, through here to investors as well. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. You can sell these as sell it as like a system where you operate it for the actual business owner, or you can sell it as access, and then your end client can kind of run their own ads and use the software as they'd like. So that's kind of how it all ties together here. Is we run these ads with AI. We use ChatGPT to write the copy, and then we build our lead form in UpHex. And then when we start getting these leads, Go High Level will follow up with those leads and turn them into appointments over text, right? And the last kind of cherry on top here is there's what's called AI agents. So if the lead calls the number that's texting them and says, hey, they calling because they got the text, guess what? An AI voice will answer the call and qualify them and book them into appointments all inside of the app. So that's why I'm so excited about this business model. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing this for 8 years, but two and a half years in, I found High Level, and then I basically never went back. And so I'm sharing this model with you because I want to help more people with the model. And so, like I said, there's a link below to the softwares I mentioned. If you want to partner with me, get my help. I do a weekly call as well. We can talk, and I can, share with you how to do this. So hopefully this was super valuable to you. I put a lot of time into it, and I did my best to not hold back. So hopefully you start a trial, and I could see you in the community, and we'll talk then. All right, bye-bye.